Hey guys, this is your girl TamCam, always TamCam, and happy Women's History Month. Now, this is a special edition. I thought it would be really cool to maybe take some upcoming episodes and kind of put it together with some past episodes, highlighting some of the things that really stood out to me doing my interview with these ladies. I have 5 extraordinary women who are just amazing in their own right. Take, for instance, this next guest who's coming up on an upcoming episode of Always TamCam. Devin Wilmott Johnson. She's a brand strategist. She's an MC. She's an event producer. She's also the owner of Girls Trip Society. In an upcoming episode, she talks about growing up as a biracial woman. Take a look.
Then, I'm half white, half black. So I had this identity crisis in the middle of Iowa too, because I'm like, okay, my black is Caribbean. So I'm learning about the Caribbean culture and all of those things. Mm-hmm. And in Iowa, there's 5 black people. So and
y'all was one of them.
Yeah, and we were one of them. So just kind of learning more of African American culture. It was something that was hard to do, in Iowa. And then on the other side, I wasn't living with my mom, who's Caucasian, so I wasn't fully immersed. It was this weird. So who are you? I had to figure that out. I wrote my college essay actually about. I'm too white to be black, too black to be white. So I'm just going to make my own race and call it Bright. That was kind of like a poem too.
Wait, you made that in college?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wrote, that was my entry, one of my entry essays.
That is so funny.
But I had to learn what it meant to be this biracial woman, girl at the time, growing up in the middle of Iowa, small town Iowa, who had big dreams.
Right.
So I just found things to do, and I just was always somebody who loved to find a solution to things. So I think that's where the business side started coming in. Yeah. I had my first lemonade stand, when I was young.
Oh my God, I love this.
I was doing P&L sheets with the lemonade stand, and in high school, I resold jeans, and I was somebody that would resell things, and I just loved business.
Yeah. And I always say, entrepreneurs are born. You can make an entrepreneur, but if you're doing it, because I was doing the same thing, I was selling my Halloween candy. Yes, I was making the little bracelets, the little friendship bracelets in the 3rd grade and selling them, not knowing even what the word entrepreneurship was. You are an entrepreneur.
Girl Scout cookies were my thing. Hello? That was my thing. I was ready to go.
Girl, the best in my tribe.
I was upselling.
Yeah.
I vividly have a vision. I remember me upselling cookies. It was just a thing.
Oh my God. I love this. Yeah. I knew when I saw you, I was like, this girl, she's from my planet. I feel like we're, similar in a lot of ways. So,
definitely.
Yeah. I'm inspired. Yeah. Okay. So next we have Nicolette Nathan. Now, Nicolette is a creative strategist and a content creator. In an upcoming episode, I asked Nicolette a simple question. What do you look for in a client? Now, if you're an entrepreneur, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with this answer. Who is your ideal client?
So my ideal client, I will say people ask me that. And the thing is, I don't my ideal client is somebody who is kind,
right?
Has integrity. I kind of look at the values of the person,
right,
more than what they do, right. And because I am one of my clients tells me I'm brutally honest, and I'm not honest where it's I'm if I see something that you're doing content wise, and I don't, and I know that's hurting your business, I'm going to say something. Right. And if you're not ready to handle the truth, right. Or if you think I'm out to get you, or if you don't, respect that you hired an expert to handle your content. Yes. Then that's kind of when there are challenges. Yeah. But for the most part, as long as, the person is kind and they are understanding that this is a collaboration. Right. Because also, if you're not sharing your business goals, if you're not sharing what you have going on, then how can I make content that talks about or shares who you are, who your business is? Right.
It's so funny, not funny, but I love that you say that they have to be kind. That's the first thing that come to mind, and you say that twice. What if they're kind, but they don't have a big budget? Are you flexible with working with people?
So kind and not a big budget. That is why I'm starting my workshops.
Okay.
Because usually when you don't have a big budget, you will have to make it yourself.
Right.
And it can definitely be challenging. One of the good things is there is, AI. So AI is able to take off a little bit of the grunt work, but you still have to know how to use it to where your stuff doesn't sound like everybody else's.
Right.
So I'm actually having a workshop on April 11th. That's what's inspired me to do my workshop.
Okay.
So that way I can help people who do need to do their content themselves.
Right.
And we're just going to talk about basic phone tips, how to record on your phone,
right,
how to plan your content, how to use AI as like your assistant, but not that. Like your brain, but
right.
your assistant.
Right. Yeah.
And then just how to like simple edits that can elevate your content, right. And then hopefully at the event they record content and then they post it, and that'll be kind of like getting them started on getting in the rhythm of posting. And I hope that they continue, and I do plan on having more workshops after that, so just hearing what people want and just providing it for them.
Because I mean, I don't feel like, I guess I felt like that before, but now it's a known fact that if you are in business for yourself, whether you're a big business or a small business, you are your own little social media company. Bigger companies can outsource, but little companies, because we're trying to push our revenue so far, and maximize every penny, not every dollar, but every penny, we have to take the time to learn how to, put ourselves out there in social media. Do you think it's fair that, we have to be our own social? I mean, you grew up in this, I don't want to like say you're a baby because you were born what year?
1997.
Okay. Well, you're good. You're born in the 19. Yeah, you was born in the 19s, but like sometimes I just want to do my craft. I just want to be an artist or be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have to like market all the time. And I know that's being delusional. But in a perfect world, it's like I have a good product. Just, try me. Okay, so now my next guest is someone who's been a personal friend of mine probably for over 10 years. Matter of fact, we used to be neighbors, living pretty much in the same building. Now I look at her as someone who I truly look up to. Her name is Jess Washington. She is the CEO of the Dallas Weekly. Right off the bat, in the beginning of our conversation, we started reminiscing about her father-in-law, James Washington. And it got a little emotional until someone photobombed our episode. Take a look. And this is another thing I've learned from you. When you are around, you are such a great storyteller. I noticed that you was wearing ties more often in the last couple of months. Mm-hmm. But when you told a story that the tie you were wearing the last time I saw you speak before an audience was your what?
My father-in-law's. Yeah.
Her father-in-law, who was
the former publisher of the Weekly. So
getting chills again.
Yeah. He I said I wasn't gonna cry on this. He passed away in 2024. Whew. It's okay. I mean, obviously I miss him. It's a huge honor to do his work. Sorry, I see Snapshot poking in behind you. That made me laugh. That's what I needed.
Snapshot, get out my frame.
Snapshot said, I recognize that voice. What's up,
I
boy?
know, right?
So he basically taught me, of course, he was the father to everybody. Let me just make that clear. I didn't even realize, I probably should apologize right now. When he had passed, I remember feeling some type of way about how many people were like, how much that he meant to them. Mm-hmm. And I'm very selfish about the people I love. And so a part of me was just kind of like, I didn't want to share him, with anybody. And that's a lot for me to say, considering I'm not even his daughter by blood. I have a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
She's a daddy's girl, know, and everything. And
that's another story.
Yeah. And I love, first of all, can I say shout out to my sister-in-law, Elena, who has always embraced my presence, in the family. And we are we're both Libras, both born in October, but very opposite, but we're both very much doting of like the people who carry us, know, and these people that I talk about, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, they changed my life. Yeah. Their impact on the community. And of course, like, yes, I married their son, but even before he was born, with the work that they were doing, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize that that's what allows me to do what I do right now. Right. And even right now, I can walk into a room with my mother-in-law and garner respect because I'm with her. Yeah. You know, I garner respect of what I do now because of what my father-in-law had done.
Yeah. You were stepping into some big shoes, or you have stepped into some big shoes, I have to say. And in my eyes, you know, I'm so glad that I knew you before you became, you know, once again in my eyes, as Dallas royalty, you know. That episode with CEO of the Dallas Weekly, Jess Washington, will air next month in April. So my next guest, who's been on a past episode of Always TamCam, she is the owner and CEO of Perfect Unity, a wedding and quinceañera coordinating service. The one thing that Vivi, I like to call her, takes pride in is that she is a family-owned company. Working beside her husband and 2 daughters has always been a joy to her. In a past episode that you can actually go and watch right now, Vivi explains what to expect when you hire Perfect Unity events.
So one thing that stands out about Perfect Unity events is, I mean, we're a husband and wife team. Yes. So we are a family base, but when I say, I always say, we walk with them every step of the planning process. So regardless of what package they choose, once they decide to sign with us, we meet with them like right away. Right. That way we can go over where they're at in the planning stages. We go through a series of questionnaires. Yeah. I create like a Google Drive for my couples with resources. So if it's like they have a personal planner, but they're doing all of that. Right. All of my clients get access to that, whether it's full planning or day of coordinator. And I help them. I support them. If it's like drafting the timeline, I draft the timeline. Once they hire me, we draft a timeline. Yeah. Because a lot of times when they're booking their vendors, they're asking these questions. Okay, what time is your ceremony? Right. What time is cocktail hour, dinner, and all of that? And if they have that resource ahead of time, it's less stressful for the client.
Okay, so my next and last guest that's coming up in a feature episode is Marcia Cromer. She is a best-selling author in the book, The Rancher in Stilettos. In this upcoming episode, there's something that I've always been curious about with authors. Take a look. What is it like being an author? Is everything potential for another novel?
Oh, yeah. I tell my friends all the time, be careful what you say, because it'll end up in a book. If it's a good line, if it's a bar, I'm gonna, I gotta either put it in a poem or find a way to work it into something. Yeah. I will say I'm putting The Rancher in Stilettos to bed. You know,
why does that make me sad? And I just started.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I want to write about other things.
And I get that.
And my characters, while I could possibly see creating more because I have a lifetime of memories with these ladies. I'm telling you, I've known these women since kindergarten. Right. Okay? Yeah. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, that's several decades. Right. As a writer, I feel like I want the challenge of a new story. Right, yeah. And then me as a writer who's written a book that I'm working to turn into a film, I look at The Rancher in Stilettos and say it's prime. It's prime for either a short miniseries or even if
a Netflix.
Yeah, episodic. Yeah. Even if I were to turn it over and have like something like a Netflix series or something for mini seasons. Yes. I already got 4 seasons in the can, right?
Oh my God.
But a lot of the times from a movie standpoint, I always feel like my book has too much content.
Really? Yeah. Well, when you write a book, they don't really put everything in the movie, right?
No, and I think my readers would be completely disappointed.
They have been some movies that's been based off books where I'm like, that wasn't in the book, you know, or they left stuff out, and I'm like, oh man, you know, because you really, as a fan, a true fan of any novel or anything, you really want to see.
Yeah, and I think the readers are savvy enough to understand that, you know, they go into the theater with an open mind. Yeah. My book is so different though, you know, especially for the sisters. Yes. you know, they will be in there with the book, like literally going line by line. And while that isn't practical, I think the scenes need to definitely be there. Yeah. And if it were to go longer than, say, the 4 years, then, you know, I would probably not even be in the writing room anyway. Maybe as a consultant. Right. But, you know, writers kind of take over that process, and depending on who the directors are, it'll have a different slant to it. And that's another thing, because of moving into the book from book to film. Right. Now I am, you know, all over making movies and learning about it, because I do want to keep some ownership there.
I want to thank all my guests for spending some time here at the TamCam podcast. And I want to thank you for tuning in, watching, liking, sharing, giving me ideas, and encouraging me to keep going. As we end the month of March and we celebrate Women's History Month, I want to leave you with these words someone told me once. Life will always keep lifing, right? That's for sure. So just remember who you are, and guess what? The world will adjust accordingly. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Always TamCam. We'll see you soon.